What's going on, fiends? Welcome to K1 or Kdone, where we discuss and dissect the ins and outs of the show 90 Day Fiance. While it can be fun to speculate and poke fun at the cast and storylines of this show, none of this content on this channel is meant to harm anyone, nor is it intended to direct hate toward the people involved. It's also important to remember that a lot of the content on the show itself is staged or at least played up by the crew, so do what you will with that information. Okay, now without further ado, today's video will be on one of the cringiest yet bingeable couples of season 7, Tania and Syngin. Here are the fast facts. Tania and Syngin are both 29 years old. Tania lives in Colchester, Connecticut, and Syngin is from Cape Town, South Africa, where he left to go live with Tania in Connecticut, in her mother's shed. Tania was on a trip to South Africa to be with a man that she met through a dating app.
Met this guy through this dating app. We just had a connection, and he happened to be flying the next day to South Africa. After talking for a little bit, sounds crazy, but he bought me a ticket.
That man was not Syngin. According to her, they were talking for a short time before he flew her out to meet him on a trip he took to South Africa. Well, turns out he wasn't the guy for Tania, and she left in the middle of the night. While out on her own in South Africa, Tania met Syngin at a bar that he worked at. Tania stayed with Syngin for almost 2 months. After returning home, it wasn't long before Tania found herself back in South Africa to be with Syngin once again. For anyone like me who wants to stalk these two while watching this video, here are their Insta handles. Okay, so what we love about these two. This couple is one of the more solid relationships on season 7. It is unclear when exactly they met, but according to Tania's Instagram, she took a trip to South Africa in late 2018 and posted her first pic together with Syngin shortly after her arrival. They seem very secure in their relationship, and it doesn't seem, so far, as if they are breaking up anytime soon. There are so many things to dislike about them, particularly Tania, but the relationship itself seems like it isn't ending anytime soon, but who knows with this show, right? However, I think many viewers enjoy seeing Tania's mom on the show more than actually seeing and hearing from the couple themselves. Tania and Syngin have been living in her shed since Syngin has arrived, and it is clear what she thinks of it.
How do you like living in my shed?
I like the shed, you know, it's a little bit, I feel a little bit small for us, you know, because Tania has a whole lot of things. So it's like that small little space just feels to me sometimes a lot of clutter around.
Does it feel like a shed? Because it was a she shed. I had to get all my she shed stuff. Tanning bed, everything else out so you guys can move in.
She has made it known to the two of them that this won't be an extended honeymoon. Upon our learning about Tania's convenient trip to Costa Rica in the middle of the 90 days...
I know, I'm heading to Costa Rica in 3 weeks.
Yes.
For real?
Yeah.
I'm going to learn herbalism.
I expect Singe to help out. He's not a teenager. He's not someone wanting to be in a basement playing games, smoking weed. He's a grown man. What else are you gonna do? Wake up, you don't have a job, Tania's not here, so you walk around the yard and you just say, hey, Mom, what did you want done today? If you can't show me you can do this without a problem or an attitude, I don't think you're gonna be able to deal and have my daughter.
Her mother wanted to make sure Syngin knew what his role would be while she was gone, and the internet had a ball with this one. Tania's mom basically expects Syngin to do his chores and contribute by helping out while Tania is gone. Seems pretty reasonable, right? I don't know. What do you think? Cringiest thing about the relationship. Some of the cringiest things about this relationship have to be the way they interact with one another. A lot of times, they seem to be on 2 different pages about where the relationship is going, despite how much it seems that they love each other.
So, lunch earlier, you and me,
Yeah?
Monique. When would you like to have kids?
But you said you want a child within 2 years.
3.
Okay, that means I have to impregnate you.
All right, so 3.5.
So yeah, for me, I'm still kind of figuring out what I actually want to do with my life, you know?
One example of this is the way their conversations have ended when talking about having children. Tania seems to be the one who quote-unquote calls all the shots, but Syngin has a point when he says that she plans far too much in advance and wants things that contradict one another.
See the world.
So it can't be inside.
And save money to buy land in about 3 years and a van. Do you want that as well?
Overall, the cringiest part about seeing these two is the way they communicate and the consistent passive-aggressive remarks that they make toward one another.
Line the boxes up like nicely on there.
Yep, I'm busy doing that. You don't have to tell me everything that I need to do. I also have my own sense of direction.
And then that's how we get lost in Cape Town, the city you're from.
Getting lost is never a bad thing, eh?
Unless I'm hungry.
They claim to have it all together, but Tania seems to be controlling and Syngin way too passive. Controversial things about the relationship. Some of the most controversial things that have come up about these two are mainly their opportunist vibes and how it seems as if they are more into the show for exposure and the money.
I really want to do this. I'm really excited. It's a great opportunity for me to go and learn from Indigenous and Afro-Caribbean people about natural medicine and natural remedies. And it's tools that it's an investment for like mine and Syngin's future.
This is not to say that many couples before and after them are about the same things, but Tania and Syngin seem to be 100% on board for the purposes of advancing their personal careers. They both already have 10K plus followers on Instagram, and Syngin proudly sports his Cameo link in his bio. While there is nothing wrong with getting ahead, Tania has already given off some shady vibes, from lying about the shed being ready for Syngin's arrival to her quote-unquote educational trip to Costa Rica to become what she calls a witch doctor. Not to mention the article that was currently put out in the New York Times from a source who spent time with the couple during filming and confirmed that Syngin was advertising his handmade necklaces in the airport arrival scene, and how Tania sure wasn't a stranger to how she should behave on set. The article will be linked in the description below. One Reddit user speaks about how disappointing it can be to know about how staged the show truly is. The article states, quote, "Like a lot of franchise participants, they had other reasons for signing on. Syngin makes necklaces. That day he was wearing, for the camera, a banded jasper pendant. Tania makes soaps. Soon they will have tens of thousands of Instagram followers. For me, it's getting exposed," he said, with an optimism and hustle that felt very American. "Someone might even see the show and offer them a camper van or some land," he suggested. "Like, I put a lot of hope on that," he said. "That's kind of my end goal, what I want from the show." Of course, as stated before, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get ahead, right? Let us know what you think of this in the comments below. So, how do you feel about Tania and Syngin's relationship? Are these two your favorite on season 7? If not, then who is? Anyway, thanks for tuning in to K1 or Kdone. And make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell for our next video. Until next time.